People always say, you never really knows one. I used to laugh at that because I knew my wife, or at least if I believed I did. Her name was Lena. 7 years together, 2 years married. She hated olives, cried during documentaries, slept on her left side, and squeezed my hand twice before falling asleep. That was her way of saying, I'm here. We weren't perfect, but we were safe. And sometimes safe is better than perfect until the safety started to feel different. Not broken, just slightly shifted, like a picture frame that's no longer straight on the wall. You don't notice it at first, but once you do, you can't unsee it. It all kicked off with her damn phone. Seriously, she used to toss that thing around like it was a damn toy. Kitchen counter? Check. Couch? Check. Bed? Oh, you betcha. But then out of nowhere, it started sitting there face down like it was hiding some dark secret, always within arm's reach, just waiting for her to grab it. And then the most bizarre thing happened. She started smiling at it. Not a laugh, not even a giggle, just this soft, dreamy smile. You know, the kind of smile that makes you think someone must be showering her with compliments from across the universe. I tried to convince myself it was no big deal. Then, oh boy, she joined a freaking gym. Suddenly, she's strutting around with this fancy new perfume, flipping her hair like she's in a damn shampoo commercial, and wearing lip gloss at home like at-home people. When I asked her what was up, she casually dropped, I just want to feel like myself again, but in my head, all I could hear was, oh hell, there's someone else. And let me tell you, once that little thought creeps into your brain, it doesn't just knock and ask to come in. No, it kicks the door down and starts setting up camp like it's on a damn vacation. It builds a whole damn house in there. I started watching her like a damn hawk, timing her showers down to the last drop, listening intently to the tone of her texts like a spy on a top secret mission, analyzing how long she lingered at the grocery store as if it held the secrets of the universe. I wasn't her husband anymore. I had transformed into her personal investigator, complete with a trench coat and a magnifying glass. 7 p.m. She was deep in dreamland, blissfully unaware of the chaos brewing around her. I stared at that little glowing screen for a full minute, my heart racing before I dared to touch it. Locked, of course, because why wouldn't it be? When she finally woke up, I threw out the question like it was casual conversation. Who texted you last night? And she blinked slowly as if the answer was as easy as pie. My sister. No hesitation, no nervousness, just pure, unshakable calm. And that calmness? Oh, it lit a fire in my gut. Because if she was lying, damn, she was a pro at it. But if she was telling the truth, then I was spiraling into madness. I started rummaging through her car like a detective on a caffeine binge. I inspected her bags, her social media accounts, you name it. Nothing, not a shred of evidence. And somehow that made it worse, like being stuck in a nightmare where the monster was lurking just out of sight. Because let me tell you, my imagination filled in the blanks like a damn artist on a caffeine high. And let me tell you, imagination is way more brutal than any cold, hard reality. She began asking me, are you okay? You've been distant recently. You haven't looked at me the same since. The irony of it all. She thought I was pulling away from her, but in reality I was drowning in suspicion. Every single time she touched me, I couldn't help but wonder if someone else had also touched her in the same way. Every single time she said, I love you. I found myself wondering if she said it to another person first before telling me. I made the decision to stop holding her close at night, stop squeezing her hand more than twice. She started to notice. Of course, she noticed everything happening. One evening, she held my face and said to me, if there's something wrong, please don't shut me out. And in that moment, I almost broke down, almost told her everything that was happening. Instead, I asked her, is there someone else? The look that she gave me wasn't a sign of guilt. It was a heart-melting display of heartbreak. The fight didn't suddenly explode. It simmered, gradually, carefully managed, safely. You don't trust me, she said in a quiet, measured tone. I looked at her, not quite understanding her accusation. Give me a legitimate reason to, I replied carefully. She leaned in towards me, her eyes still hazy from the before-dimming state. I've done nothing, she whispered slowly, as if reminiscing. But I sensed the danger lurking beneath the surface. In my own head, I knew she'd already betrayed me. That particular night, the voices around us were feverishly raised. Tears streamed down her face. Accusations were hurled at one another with abandon. And then the silence fell, the kind of silence that alters your life forever, irrevocably. I will not try to describe what happened afterward. Just that in a single transformative moment, all of it came to an end. The house seemed to be haunted, not by her, but by my thoughts. Days later, while going through her belongings one more time, I found a small wrapped box in her dresser drawer. Inside of it, there were medical documents, an ultrasound appointment, a blood test results report, 3 months pregnant. I sat down slowly, taking my time. Father's name. Mine. Underneath the papers, I found a small and delicate notebook. Her handwriting was neat and clear. I couldn't help but start shaking with fear when I saw the words upon the pages. I can't wait to tell him. I want to surprise him on our anniversary. I hope he cries. My hands started shaking uncontrollably. The gym? No, it wasn't that. Doctor recommended regular exercise to help keep the baby healthy. The phone? No, it wasn't her either. There were messages with her sister about baby names and choosing the perfect name. The perfume? Pregnancy made her sensitive to certain smells. But there was no reason for an innocent explanation. Every suspicion that arose had a simple and straightforward explanation. I was convinced that my wife was out there cheating on me. But guess what? It wasn't that at all. She was busy crafting a beautiful future, with me of all people. I didn't lose her to some other guy. No, I lost her to the terrifying abyss of my own insecurities, to the dizzying heights of my inflated ego, to the very pit of my fear that I just wasn't enough. People often think that jealousy is proof of love. Let me tell you, it's not. It's a glaring spotlight on your fears. And when those fears are left unchecked and ignored, they morph into this monstrous force of destruction. Now here I am, spending my days in a calm oasis, right? And the only sound I hear is my own damn thoughts. The very voice that convinced me she was the villain. The very voice that laid the groundwork for everything to come crashing down. If you're tuning into this message and you're wrestling with doubts about the goodness of someone who truly loves you, for the love of everything, speak up before your wild imagination spins a web of lies. Because once that damage is done, there's no going back.